Again, I'm a voyeur, so I love it. I'll watch it. I don't.
It was
Yeah, and of
definitely.
course, sideshows that would come in and stuff. Do you still do those?
Yeah.
Oh, and the butterflies, before you get on, you're waiting in line.
Certified freak.
What up, shoppers? Joel Semino here with,
Marilu.
and I got to put you back on top.
Okay.
Let's see. We've got Julie, Migote, Bubbles, John, Merce, Sausage, and Keith, the man bean. Keith's our in-house official layer. Keith does a lot of laying around the club.
Laying, huh?
Uh-oh. Mary Lou's typing already. That can't be good.
No, it's good.
So listen, we've got 9 of you watching, but only 3 or 6 of you have chimed in. So there's 3 of you that are lingering around. We're going to wait for you to chime in. Uh-oh, what do we got? What do you think, Marilu?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll just start with the recap. Although I did post in the news feed that I was going to give away my number 1 secret for getting your ultimate fantasies fulfilled.
Who's fulfilling these fantasies?
Listen, you don't get to jump to that section of this live stream. That'll be more towards the end when we have 100 people watching.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
you want to start with the weekend wrap up? Let's go in reverse order today. What's up, Jason? Well, we just chased somebody out. Your massage class.
Oh, massage class was great. Here it is the next day, and we're still cleaning up oil, massage oil. No, but just from the massage tables itself. But no, it was a great turnout. Sold out again. This is always one of those classes that it brings members out, and it also brings out vanillas.
Vanillas.
Yeah, Gen Pop.
Gen Pop. What does that mean?
They're not members of the club. They found the event on either on my website under Marilu and You, or even Eventbrite. So they're not familiar with the space where the venue is. So it's always kind of interesting when they first walk in, and I say my spiel in the beginning of like, is everyone aware of the venue, what the venue is that you're in, and I'll usually get like 2 or 3 that are kind of like, no, we have no idea what's going on here. Where are we? And then I just kind of let them know that it's a sex positive space. There's certain events over the weekends that they can attend if they become members. And I give them the opportunity at the end of the class that if they'd like a tour of the space, we'd be open to doing so. Generally, there'll be at least one couple that'll identify as being Gen Pop, and then as soon as the class is over, that's like they grab their stuff, and you see one person is kind of like, but I want to go see the tour. And then you see the other one that's like, no, we gotta go. Let's go. Grab your stuff. We're leaving. Bye. And then you get the other ones that are like, okay, we're here. We're in line. Let's go. We want our tour. Which you participated in this this weekend and gave the official tour. So how did that go?
Well, before I answer that, I want to say hello to Stephen. Welcome back to the live stream.
Yes, yes.
The tour was great. I only took 6 people on the tour and really took my time and talked about the various aspects of the club and really honed in on the social aspects of the club. And the reason I did that is that many people, if they've never been before, they have this. I guarantee you. First of all, like what do you expect, or what would you expect? And
Right.
is I don't know what to expect. The reality is they've seen way too many TV shows and movies that depict quote unquote sex clubs in a very stereotypical way.
Uh-huh.
I would say kind of how gay people were portrayed when the movie Birdcage came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like many gay people were portrayed as this over flamboyant, feminine type personality, over characterized.
Yes.
Same thing for clubs like the Shop. So I really wanted to focus on the social aspects of the club simply because of that. And I pointed out to the couples that on any given Saturday night, there could be 150 to 250 people. And it is physically impossible for all of those people to use the 10 small private rooms that we have in 4 to 5 hours. And it's not even really 5
Right.
hours. It's about 4 hours because it's just not possible. So it is about social first, which is why we call ourselves now the Shop Social Lounge. It's about making connections and meeting new people and just being in an environment where I wouldn't say like-minded people, but sort of the mask has come off.
Yeah.
You're there in a sexually charged atmosphere, an environment where it's okay.
You hit the space bar, didn't you?
Yeah, by mistake. Where it's okay to have open conversations about sex, and it's not funny or dirty, or it might be dirty and it might be a little naughty, but it's okay to have that conversation. So, giving the tours in that very relaxed environment. You can spend time and ask, people actually ask questions. And so anyway.
So was there any question that kind of stuck out for you that you got?
No, but there was one couple in particular that well, first of all, when we got to the glory hole, I'd asked the 6 people, I said, is there anybody here who does not know what a glory hole is? And this one woman just kind of like looked kind of funny. She raises her hand a little meekly. She's like, I don't. And I said,
okay.
I said, well, come on over here and just look inside and see if you can figure out what it means. And she goes over and she peeks her head in, and it took about 2.2 seconds. She's like, oh, nope, I get it. And she starts backing away. So I thought that was kind of funny. But that same couple later on, I was describing to them how important, at least to me,
Right.
having a strong sexual connection with your partner is, how important that is. And I say that because if you have the type of relationship with your partner where you can literally discuss any aspect of your sexuality, sexual wants, needs, desires, and feel empowered to do so, and know that there's zero judgment and 100% acceptance, then you can literally talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Because sex, from a very young age, for many of us, not everybody, but for many of us, is demonized, shamed. If you even talk about it,
Right.
It's a problem. So when you can pierce that veil, so to speak, everything else is an unlock. You have unlocked the ability to have the closest and most intimate and strongest connection you can ever have with another partner or partners,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who are polyamorous.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, that nothing, there were no real questions that stuck out, but there were conversations or aspects of that that definitely stuck out.
Well, that's cool because I, without you having to tell me, I already have a visual of which couple it is, because at each class we kind of try and do something different, um, from the last one, a different meditation or a different conversation within the class, and um, so this time we did the inner smile uh, meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to the point of me telling everyone to place their hand on their partner's heart, and without saying a word to convey their love and their connection with them, they were the one couple that started to do that, and you could tell that she was getting teary-eyed. And before I ended the meditation, they just immediately started hugging each other at that moment, and I was like, the connection was made. The premise of the meditation came full circle with them. So I was like, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. But the massage class, I always I always find it fun to facilitate and to watch how people enter the space. Like I think I made a comment to you that there was someone else who was part of Gen Pop, and they walked in and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
just like what did she drag me to, kind of thing. And then seeing them at the end of it actually being like, okay, their guards down, they're being vulnerable in the space and allowing uh the conversation, and just the overall atmosphere and vibe take over. So it's those are the fun ones for me to see how they change their outlook on what the space they are in is, versus at the end where it's like, oh, okay, I get it, it's not what I thought.
Right.
And so that's, to me, is always fun, because it's kind of like, you know brought another one to the dark side. No.
I would say we're bringing them to the light.
Light, yes.
It does feel naughty though, and
Yeah.
there's definitely some naughtiness. Speaking of that, Saturday night was 6 Degrees of Sexuality.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, 6 Degrees of Sexuality is a hybrid version of the Traffic Light Party, which is an older style event. But this time we did it a little bit differently. We used glow sticks instead of wristbands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually just thinking sort of out loud here. So just really quick, the glow stick colors denote different things, and we have there's a little system there, but the easy ones are red, yellow, and green.
Mm-hmm.
Green basically meaning, yes, we're interested in having fun. It's intended to be a quick icebreaker. Yellow means, we'll talk about it, we'll see. And red means, no, we're really just, kind of chilling, hanging out, maybe socialize a little bit.
Right.
But anyway, we used the glow sticks instead of the wristbands, which made it much easier to at least visualize who was interested in collabing, which really worked. I mean, there was a ton of socializing on Saturday night.
Yes. And I saw some people actually taking multiple glow sticks. They're green, and then their preference of female presenting, male presenting, blah blah blah, and just creating one big necklace.
Yeah, I think that was actually pretty brilliant to do.
Yeah, like, that was perfect.
Yeah. My wrists are too big for the wristband or the
glow sticks.
The glow sticks. For to just do one, it doesn't even fit around my wrist. But Yeah, so that was good. Although kind of a faux pas on my end, pink and purple looked very close in color.
Hmm.
So I think we're going to change it for the next time.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm wondering, Mary Lou, what are your thoughts on maybe having that be something we do every weekend?
Uh, I like the idea. Maybe not necessarily glow sticks or some other type of wristband or something. No, but I like it until we figure out what the other pink versus purple color is.
Well, there was orange. I mean, there's white. You could use, blue, pink, and white.
Yeah.
But anyway, or we could just do the red, yellow, green.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
so well attended, great time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lots of activity going on.
Yeah.
Really quick, I want to throw up the link to your next massage class. We were talking about it, and I forgot to put the link up
Oh,
because the next one is in August, correct?
correct. The next one is in August.
August
So
4th, I think it is,
yes,
or
and
3rd, August 3rd. Excuse me.
August 3rd, and the tickets actually go on sale. Uh, oh my God, what's today? The 19th on the 25th.
On the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What Julie says, white sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're working backwards, Friday was Freaky Friday.
Yes.
Um, I don't know what we can say about Freaky Friday other than what typically happens. Bubble says Saturday was very fulfilling.
Well, I will say with Saturday, I retired early in the night, and when I this is the way I describe it being early. I know there was only one full bin of laundry.
Mhm.
But when I came downstairs on Sunday to get ready for the massage class, I was like, thank God I put away the sheets that I needed for massage class because there were 3 bins of laundry. So I know a lot happened from the time I came upstairs to just kind of chill
Mhm.
to get ready for Sunday and the end of the night. So there was a lot of socializing going on.
Socializing plus.
Yes. Well, as Bubble says, very fulfilling.
Hmm.
Well, we
Well,
have Freaky Friday.
yeah, I'm actually going to tie two things together: Sunday and Friday. Um, on Sunday, actually, after your massage class, the our staff and a couple of others participated in sort of a DM class that was
Right.
put on by one of our members, and I did clear this with them, Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
We can mention them by name, and they did a really nice job presenting for us and the staff. Um, Socializing in the sheets. That's
Yes.
funny. Re-highlighting some of the things that we should be doing in our dungeon space. And so I wanted to kind of just kind of go over a couple of the things for those of you who do play in the dungeon space that are musts
Right.
for that space. Number one, in the dungeon space, the universal safe word is red or code red.
Mm-hmm.
Either one. Um, you may have your own personal safe words that you use with the person that you normally play with, but for the context of the dungeon, so the DMs can know that that is your safe word or that is a safe word, we use red.
Right.
And when you're having an issue, please say it out loud. Um, the other thing that DMs should be looking for is visible intoxication. There is no way, shape, or form you are ever going to enter any play space, let alone the dungeon space, intoxicated, either as a bottom or as a top or as a um, voyeur. Absolutely not. Visible intoxication, you're not going into play spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you plan on having scenes that go beyond what I'm going to categorize as superficial marks
Mm-hmm.
or
Topical.
topical, superficial, something that's going to go away a day or two, little welts, things like that. Or you're getting into sensory deprivation, hoods, masks, ball gags. You are to check in with the DM and let them know what type of scenes you're going to be engaging in. These are mandatories.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, losing my voice here. Anything else you want to add to that, Mary Lou, while we're on the subject of DMs and DMing?
Trying to think overall, the things that we discussed on Sunday, but I think you pretty much covered the one big thing, which is, um, our safer play monitors, and for all extensive purposes, our DMs. Um, they're there for your well-being. They're there to make sure that things are running correctly. And when there's a lot of conversation, if there should happen to be somebody that's using their, code red or their safe word, it might be difficult for them to hear. So that's why we always ask, just like in the play areas, the dungeon area is also that. And that means that softer whispering styled conversations is what's expected from everyone in that area.
Yeah, I mean, just the same as you wouldn't go into one of the other group rooms and tell jokes and have conversations or narrate what's going on.
Right.
We don't do that in the dungeon, especially standing in front of other stations. To me, that's the equivalent to standing in front of a private room door having a conversation. Other people may want to use that and they don't want to be rude
Right.
or ask you to move out of the way. You should just be courteous and be out of the way.
Yep.
So anyway, just some dungeon etiquette stuff to for the next time anybody visits that space.
Sure.
Let's see what else. I put in our notes here. One of the bigger challenges that I find, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I did a very abbreviated "Would you mind" workshop on Friday night.
Okay.
And boy, am I rusty. Plus, I was trying to jam 90 minutes into like 20 minutes, and it really didn't go well. But
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be hosting the full workshop tomorrow evening at 7:00. If you are a member, you can go onto the calendar, click the link. There are just a few spots left for tomorrow night's class. So if you have a hard time saying no to people,
Right.
you have a difficult time asking for what you want, then this might be a good class for you to take.
Oh,
Thanks, Migote. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a complete mess. I just kind of skipped around and tried to catch different things. But in that vein, one of the bigger challenges it seems people have in the club is they worry about how to say no to somebody. We all understand that being rejected feels bad.
mm-hmm.
So for many of us, and me included, it can be difficult to gently, politely, nicely, caringly say no to people because saying no feels bad. I'm 100% guilty of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I do teach in the workshop is the workshop is called Would You Mind? So those three words are super important.
Yeah.
They form sort of a baseline for the whole program. So an easy way for anybody to politely say no, or at least give some time for you to consider it, is to ask them back, would you mind if I give that some thought first?
Right.
And that's done to buy you some time, so to speak, to actually give it some thought. Now, for those of you who are wondering, well, what if it's just a flat out no and I just don't want to say no? I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right.
Then you can use similarly, would you be really upset if the answer were no? Or would it upset you if the answer were no? And what it's doing is it's giving the other person a little bit of time to process. Instead of getting that abrupt no, it's giving them a little bit of time to process that and say, okay, am I really going to be that upset that the answer is no? Sure,
Mhm.
a little bit. I'm going to be disappointed. But who in their right mind is going to respond back with, yes, I'm going to be very upset if you say no?
Yeah.
So it's giving yourself, giving you and the other person some cushion. Conversely, if you were just being told no thank you, which some people have zero issue doing, they'll just say no thank you, I'm not interested. You have to be able to accept that no gracefully.
Yeah.
And this is the context that I like to put it in for anybody who gets it in their head that they're being rejected because of them. There's something wrong with them. They don't like my hair. Insert 1001 reasons why we think people don't like us. Here's the truth. It's never about you.
Yeah.
Never. There are 1001 reasons they may not be interested. The most simplest is they weren't there for that.
Right.
They were there for a different reason. And that different reason could mean 100,000 different things. For the ladies, it could be just a very inopportune time of the month for something to take place. Or maybe you're one of the guys and you went out to have Taco Bell right before and you get an upset stomach. There are dozens and dozens. Maybe you got the sniffles. You stubbed your toe. You're wearing too tight of a corset and you don't want to take it off. Like there's 1,000 reasons why
Mm.
somebody wouldn't want to. So be cool. Thank them for their honesty and move on.
Yeah.
And just a reminder that there is an ask once policy at the club.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I think that policy not just falls within our four walls, but also on our like news feed or on our website.
absolutely.
If you're someone that's just without even meeting the person, just sending a let's meet or a let's share our private photos without any having had any other type of conversation, and you don't get a response, well, that's a no.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I actually have a good friend who recommends just
Mhm.
sending an introduction
Right.
email. Hello, my name is John, and would you be interested in having some conversation?
Yeah.
Or if you want to use the would you mind, would you be completely opposed to getting to know each other?
Right. You know,
You know?
but just sending stuff out and without having met within our four walls or in
Mhm.
any other venue, and just be like, "Hey, can I see your private pics?" Whoa, that's a little much. It's a little daunting, and hence maybe that is why you're not getting a response. you know,
Yeah, it is comical to me the number of people that just go through and hit pass key request exchanges
right?
over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're just hoping that somebody will open up their private pictures for you. Um, that's about 0.0 what this club and the website is about.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
go on to Pornhub if you want to see porn.
so do you have any other phrases that would start with the "would you"? Like you say, would you be opposed? Would you be?
Well, first of all, we're not giving away the whole workshop here on the live stream. But I did promise that I was
Uh-huh.
going to give away my number one secret for asking for your deepest, darkest fantasies.
Okay. So I guess we'll talk about that one at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But I did want to get a little serious, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
Um, so over the weekend, the subject of revenge porn came up,
Yeah.
and specifically in the lifestyle. And I want to touch on a couple of things here. The first is, partners come and go, so to speak, especially when you're in multi-dynamic relationships, polyamorous relationships. And sometimes people take and do videos with each other or pictures or whatever. Share intimate, private things about themselves,
Right.
things like their ultimate fantasies. And so, but specifically when it comes to videos and pictures, um, when people break up, those pictures should be deleted. If you've got pictures of your ex, you've got videos of your ex that you know damn well they would not want you to have anymore, then those should be deleted.
Yeah.
And if you have the balls to post them online somewhere, and I know that happens. I mean, there are
Mhm.
sites that are dedicated to shit like this.
Yeah.
I think that posting online is a terrible, terrible thing to do to somebody.
Yeah.
But more importantly, as of today, a new federal bill was just signed into law.
Mm-hmm. It's
Um,
called the Take It Down Act.
yes, this was thank goodness, a bipartisan bill signed by the president that
Mm-hmm.
actually can do some good.
Yeah.
Mary Lou, you're the one that actually brought it up today. So,
Yeah. I
you
think people in the past, as it pertained to revenge porn, it was like you had to go through all these hoops to get social media and other uh, websites that are made specifically for revenge porn to take down your stuff. But with this new bill, it mandates that if you report, let's say to Facebook, Meta, whoever, Instagram, whatever it is,
Pornhub.
yeah, that your video or pictures were put up without your consent, they have 48 hours to uh, review the items and remove them from their website. So this is something that's more or less being put back on the tech companies, the social media companies, as their requirement. So I think this is a big one for people, because once you hit that report button, they have 48 hours to take it down, investigate, whatever. Where before you could be, weeks trying to get your stuff down,
If at
or
all.
months, if at all. Yeah.
Mary Lou and I know somebody personally who this happened to, that they were dating somebody who talked them into recording some really graphic videos,
Mm-hmm.
and those videos were then later not only just published online, and not as revenge porn, but as actual porn. And this person spent years trying to get these videos taken down,
Right.
and getting attorneys involved and cease and desists. And to this day, there are still videos of them out there.
Right. Right.
So the hope is something like this legislation
Mhm.
helps with that. You and I a couple of years ago watched the Pornhub documentary.
Mhm.
And, a few years ago, they went through a reckoning, so to speak,
Yeah.
of having to take down all sorts of non-consenting or non-consented videos
Right.
off of the websites. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I think this is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Even in this political climate and the tumultuous times that are happening, at least something
Yeah.
good is coming out of it.
Mhm. So, like, in one of the things that when I was talking to you about this bill, one of the things that has happened the few days leading up to it is there was a website that was out there um, that was called Deep Fakes. So
Hmm.
you could actually go on this website and load a picture up of your ex or anybody that you knew, and they would have their AI create a more or less a porn, an AI porn of the person, where they would substitute the person's face or whatever, and then send it back to you so that you could post it. Like someone out there actually had and was running a website helping people create revenge porn.
Yeah, that's pretty bonkers.
That is. And what's even more bonkers is that Saturday, that website disappeared.
I bet
Right?
it did.
Yeah, right before the bill came on, today, Monday, for it to be signed into law, all of a sudden their website disappeared. You know, and it's crazy to me that, um, you know, that this person went through all of this to create these deep fakes for other people. And it started, according to the story, with them creating one about their ex themselves and then monetizing on it. Is that crazy?
It is.
You know,
It is.
but
It's sad.
it
It's sad
is.
that there are things things like that actually go on. Um, I I've certainly been angry, upset, and frustrated about a myriad of things,
Mhm.
partners and stuff like that. But I mean, I went through a divorce, and I remember going through the process, and as a part of the separation agreement, it was not to disseminate or use any potential photos or videos that I would have had of my ex, and
Mhm.
and I couldn't contemplate doing that. It wasn't even something that I could have thought of doing.
Mhm.
And when that was presented, I was almost offended. Like, wait, you think I would do something like that? Like, um, but the reality is, it does,
It
and
happens.
so I can certainly understand that. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to get something in writing from a partner if you're going to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Recording or whatever. Non-dissemination agreement.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
So that was definitely some discussion with that this weekend. Um, but yeah, I mean, if even if you're creating content with your partner and you're posting it, you're doing the OnlyFans thing or whatever, and then you turn around and use that against your partner or
yeah.
maybe your ex, like seriously, that is just it's unnecessary. It's childish.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, it definitely shows their lack of emotional intelligence,
Maturity,
maturity. Yes,
yeah,
for doing things of that
or
nature.
lack thereof.
Yeah, so
I as a part of the Would You Mind workshop, I say that we default when stressed out. We default to the 8-year-old version of ourselves, and I can only imagine what a shitty kid that person was at 8 years old, with but their thought is to do something that destructive,
Yeah.
potentially
definitely.
destructive to another person.
Cool. Well,
Anyway,
yes. Well, hi,
so
Jeff. Uh, glad that you guys are watching. Well, and if you have any questions, feel free.
yeah, we're happy to. If there's anybody else new watching and you have questions, we're happy to answer them live on the air.
Mhm.
Um, Otherwise, I'm gonna kind of jump around here a little bit. I'm not
Sure.
quite ready to give away my number one secret.
Okay.
I'm a little apprehensive.
Oh, so it's one of those big ones, huh?
It is definitely a big one.
It's a big one.
Um, I did. We are going to be at Pride next weekend,
Yeah.
not this coming weekend, but we're going to be at the Pittsburgh Pride Festival. We are going to have a booth set up. If anybody watching is interested in helping volunteer, maybe take a couple of shifts. We're going to be giving away stickers. I just ordered today from Commonwealth Press,
Mhm.
our local union printer, more Slut Union stickers. We do have a very, very special one coming out specifically for Pride. You will only be able to get it next weekend at Pride Festival. So we're giving away those for free. So
Two
look,
weekends. Not this weekend, coming up the following.
yes, yes, not this coming weekend, the weekend after.
Yes.
So we will be doing that. Bubble says, "Can I have the secret?" I forget everyone, so the chances of me telling anyone are extremely low.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
So I guess we can talk about this. So it's actually one.
Okay.
There's a couple of different ways to use this, but overall, I'll just share with you the idea of "would you mind." Would you mind is a typically expected to be a no-oriented question, and what that means is you're asking the question where generally the expected response would be a no, like, "Hey, would you mind passing me the salt?" We kind of do that automatically.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever asked somebody, "Would you mind passing me the salt?" And they look at you and be like, yeah, I would mind." So when I say no oriented question, that's what I mean. There's a huge caveat to using this or asking this question.
Okay.
I
I got my pen ready. Go for it.
You get your pen ready.
I got
Okay.
my pen ready.
If you anticipate or plan on sharing or asking for your deepest, darkest fantasy, I'm going to give you a couple of caveats. The first is um, you want to ask a trusted partner, somebody who you have a very close relationship with. And I say that because we just got done talking about revenge porn.
Yeah.
If it's something that is embarrassing or very, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, it's just something that's near and dear and personal to you. You want to make sure that the person you're asking is somebody that you trust.
Right.
And can trust with that information. Can trust that they are going to respect you and respect the fact that you're sharing something so important, this important aspect of yourself. Um, at the same time, you also have to be okay with that person potentially sharing it, because as we've just articulated, people do break up. And so if you do share this thing, you just have to be 100% okay with other people knowing. And that's a pretty tall ask. But if you can accept those two caveats, then asking for the fantasy, the thing that you want, becomes much, much easier. But this is what I use when I want to ask for things that are sensitive or that are important to me. And it can be used for fantasy fulfillment. And so I would ask Mary Lou, would you be completely opposed to, and then ask the thing. And what that does is that gives the other person the opportunity to think about that. Conversely, what most people would do, and what I would have done before using no oriented questions, I would say, "Hey, Mary Lou, would you like to do A, B, C, and D?"
Mhm.
Well, there's safety in the answer no. And I can guarantee you, if I'd asked for any of the things that I've ever asked for in that way, I guarantee you the first answer is going to be no. Um, but asking it in a way that gives them the opportunity to think about that answer. Am I completely opposed to this thing that they're asking me for? The
Okay.
answer could be yes, but it opens up the conversation for, okay, if you're not interested in this, how can we work towards having this happen?
Okay. What else have you got with that? Like, oh,
What do you want to, I mean, that's my number one. That's the one
that's
I
your number
use.
two. Okay.
That is my go-to. And so Mary Lou, is somebody who's received that.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying resonate with you?
It does because um it okay, so that phrase, would you be completely opposed to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it softens the thing that you're asking for. Okay? And how you're asking it for it. Um it's more of a request slash suggestion versus a demand. Okay? And it allows the person that you're asking the autonomy to think about it before they respond. So it changes the conversation and the way you're having the conversation right off the bat. Versus if you said it how you would have normally asked, "Hey Mary Lou, I want to do this. Hey Mary Lou, let's do that." It's not giving me really an option other than yes or no. Does that make sense? As in how I received it the first time you said it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's how you received it, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, but that's the intentionality with this.
Mhm.
And, Mary Lou and I practice the would you mind methods with each other. And
Mhm.
the nice part about that is that when I say what I now would refer to as a knock or a trigger phrase, Mary Lou knows that it's something that we're going to talk about.
Right.
There's going to be a discussion about. Now, much to my surprise, sometimes so when you get that, when you ask that question, let
Yeah.
me back up. I was jumping ahead. When you ask that question, many times the answer is no. It's followed then by a but.
Mhm.
No, I'm not completely opposed to this thing, but, and they're going to then articulate to you either A, how this would happen, or B, some of their concerns potentially about that thing.
Yeah.
No, but how are we going to do this thing this way with this person, or whatever the situation is?
Mhm.
So it's designed to elicit a conversation about it.
Right.
What I was going to say is sometimes I would ask that question that way, and I just get a flat out no, not at all. I'm not opposed to that at all,
Right.
which is wonderful. And
Mhm.
but phrasing questions that way have helped me understand that I'm not really 8 years old anymore,
Yeah.
and I'm a grown ass adult, and I can ask the partner, the person who I have decided to spend the rest of my life with, questions. ask for the things that I want.
Mhm.
And even though for them it may not always be 100% yes, or 100% no, I know that we can navigate it and work through it.
Right.
So
Yeah. It's it's also like a good way to have a check-in
mhm.
with people, you know. Um
How would you do a check-in?
well, and when you're asking that question, it's like, okay, let's say, hey, would you mind if we cuddle on the couch for a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it allows you to kind of check in with your boundaries as towards whether you want to cuddle or not. Let's say that we're new in a relationship or new at the club, and it's like, hey, would you mind if we just kind of cuddle on the couch a little bit and get to know each other? Would you be completely opposed to that? You're giving the person the option to kind of check in with themselves and their boundaries and be like, do I want to? Do I feel safe? Am I in an honest place right now where I can, talk to this new person and be like, you know what? Yeah, I would like to cuddle. So it's kind of it's a different way of phrasing things. And that's what I think the would you mind thing is. Granted, I will say to everyone that I was a little kind of like hesitant at first when G kept bringing it up, and I was kind of like, "What are you getting at? What are you doing?" But now I see it in working in so many different levels and so many different avenues, not just in our day to day here at the club or with our partners, um, that it really opens up a lot in conversation. And you really, sometimes when you're asking that question, you're allowing the other person, the person that you're asking it to come to an understanding of where they're at that moment. Are they allowing themselves to be vulnerable, to be honest, with you, and giving themselves that time to take that question in and be like, okay, this question doesn't have to be a yes or no right off the bat. There's always, and this is what you've taught me, that you have to listen to the but. No, but what if we did this instead? Or I would be comfortable with this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it just allows people to have a conversation.
Well, there was would you mind in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I will make some book recommendations. The
Mhm.
initial no-oriented questions methodology comes from an author by the name of Chris Voss, and the name of the book is Never Split the Difference. That was the first book I read. It is a sales-oriented book, and if you are a salesperson, I highly recommend that book. Highly recommend that book. In fact, that was the reason I actually bought the book initially. Um, there are two other books that I recommend. They are two recent books for me. The first one, I think every person should read this one first. It's Let Them by Mel Robbins. Hands down, I think probably the most impactful book, immediate impact it's had for me. I would read that one first. And then The Next Conversation by Jefferson Fisher. Does a great job of articulating not just aspects of no oriented questions, but virtually every aspect of interpersonal communication, either between coworkers or people you're in a personal relationship, or parents or family or friends or any of that. So those are my three book recommendations as it relates to communication and relationships.
Mm.
I know, Marilu, you've read some other books. in the book club, like Polywise and
Mm-hmm.
Polysecure.
Right.
There's some other books that you recommend typically to your clients, right?
Correct. Polywise, Polysecure are some good ones right now. Um, Another one that we have read is Attacked, as well as the Five Kinds of Intimacy is another one that that I have recommended to some of my clients, and that's by Beth Darling as well. Mhm.
Yeah, I think her website is The Darling Way or
Yes.
BethDarling.com.
Mm-hmm.
That book is available on Amazon. I have a confession to make. I've actually not read the book yet. I hope Beth is not watching. She's gonna drive up from Houston or fly up from Houston and slap me.
I have it right here. I even have my little marks and my I have my paperclip to the one section I always tell everyone to go to and read.
Which is
Creating your annual intimacy review.
oh, not anal.
No,
Annual.
annual.
Got it. Your anal intimacy review. Can we do that tonight?
Oh.
Well, let's jump to. I guess we can start wrapping this up. We're getting pretty close. We're
I
getting good
know.
at this shit. Getting it down to about an hour.
We have been. Okay, so
Upcoming events.
this weekend it's a double play.
It is a double play weekend.
Yes.
It's
Only what is
but-
it? 19% tickets left?
actually it's less than that. I just haven't updated yet.
Oh no.
In fact, we are almost sold out of Saturday only tickets.
Okay.
I think the only things that are left are the weekend passes. So last I checked, there were 4 tickets left for Saturday only. So, which I think leaves about 30 tickets left for passes, for weekend
for the
passes.
Friday,
So,
Saturday.
yeah, so you save a little bit by getting the weekend pass, but you get both nights. Here's the great part about this weekend. DJ Rock and Ronnie flies in on Thursday night. We've got dinner planned. He is spinning both Friday and Saturday night. It's a Jason. I'm glad Jason isn't watching this right now.
Oh.
It's a disc glow weekend.
Disc glow. Okay. So that means Friday night, considering that DJ Rock and Ronnie is a Studio 54 veteran DJ
Mm-hmm.
and is also what was it? He
was inducted into the DJ Hall of Fame.
Yes. This happened last month, right? Or this month? Beginning of this month, yeah. So they will be here for disco night on Friday night. So I'm sure, with his Studio 54 genre, he should definitely get the disco night going. Okay. So you don't want to miss that. And then of course, Glowgasm. He's been here for our last, oh my God, 3, 4, 5 Glowgasm events, which sell out every single time.
Yes. I know that we have people traveling literally from all over the country coming in this weekend for Glowgasm.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Wow. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We are almost sold out. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, please grab them now.
Yes. And then Sunday, Sunday is, there will be a cigar social on the back deck because this weekend is also the deck opening.
Yes. Who wants to come sit on my big deck?
Yeah, we're going to open up G's big deck this weekend. So Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. on the back deck, there will be a cigar social. This is hosted by CBC here of Pittsburgh, which is Cigars, Boots, and Chocolate. So just come on out for, exactly that. Cigars, Boots, and Chocolate.
This is a non-play event. It is a member and non-member event, kind of like Rope Bite. Basically, the restrooms will be open, and otherwise, bring what you want as far as water, stuff like that.
Your own beverages, correct?
Your own beverages, and it's pretty much a hanging out on the deck kind of day.
Yeah.
So if it happens to rain, I think there is potentially a
rescheduled date.
date.
Yes.
So
So that's for this Sunday. And then next weekend,
Bubble says, "Can I just come for the chocolate?" Yes.
please do.
Yes.
Friday, May 30th, we actually have our first meet and greet, which will be fun because that is down at Paradise Island Bowl. And we're going to have 2 cabanas set aside for our group. So you just walk down to the beach, the fake beach, the Neville Island beach, and look for us in the 2 cabanas. I believe they have a DJ that night. Of course, there's full arcade games, full bar, and a kitchen menu for everyone. Axe throwing. We did that the last time. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Unless it's raining, we'll be outside.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always a good time. It's a neutral place for everyone to come and meet. And
again, for members and non-members alike.
Correct.
So a great way to come out and meet some new people. If you are members, meet some other members. If you're non-members, getting to meet some of our current members, staff. It's a great way to familiarize yourself with people who are members.
Yeah.
I also want to remind people, just really quick, there are less than 2 weeks to get your summer pass. Go to summerplay.com if you're a member. Grab your summer pass. The best deal is the unlimited pass. You get unlimited. Newsflash. If you buy it this week, you'll have access to Glowgasm.
This weekend?
This weekend, yeah. So a little bonus.
Uh-oh.
Little bonus to go with your boner.
Uh-oh.
Or a boner to go with your bonus. I don't know.
Oh. So for this summer, we do have quite a lot of new things that are going on or things that we've brought back. We got karaoke back on the schedule. We do have our Freaky Flea Market, which is on June 15th. So that's always a good time.
That's free.
Yes, and that it's our Pride edition, since it is Pride Month. We have a lot of vendors that are going to have some Pride items. So that's going to be fun. And of course, you know me, I get happy with the taco truck. Is
the taco truck going to be there?
The taco truck is going to be there.
Alrighty, then we'll color me there.
Oh.
Okay. Anything else you want to cover before we go? We'll get things wrapped up.
No, I just say, everyone, please look at the schedule. We have a lot of things on the books for the summer. So
bodyshoppittsburgh.com/events.
Yes.
If you're not a member yet and you are interested in joining the club, you can visit bodyshoppittsburgh.com and click the Apply Now button. Fill out your application. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes if you take your time. Please take your time, answer the questions. Once you've completed that, our staff will review your application. If you're approved, we'll send you an email. If there are challenges, we'll send you an email asking for more information. We are, I'm sad to say this, because we really try to be accommodating to as many people as possible. But we have paused applications for single gentlemen. We've just, we just get so many. And for now, we're just putting a pause. So if you do have a single male member that you want to refer, please send us an email. We're happy to take referrals, but for right now, we're only accepting applications from others.
Awesome.
If you're new to ethical non-monogamy or kink or BDSM or other non-traditional relationship styles. Even if you are in a monogamous relationship and you really want help navigating maybe the sexual aspects of that, you can book an appointment with a board-certified sexologist by visiting MaryLouandYou.com, and you can have a conversation with my lovely wife sitting above me. Have a good night, Keith. I appreciate you watching.
Yes.
Don't forget to go to slutunion.com to get your Slut Union gear. We are going to be uploading some new designs for Pride Month, for Pride Weekend. For those of you who have been in the club lobby before, you have probably seen the safersex.com sexuality periodic table. We're going to be putting up some new designs for t-shirts that are going to have those periodic table elements on them. So those are coming soon. I think that's all I got, Marilu.
I think that is it.
All right, well, cool. Well, I'm going to hit the get the heck out of here button. If we don't see you this weekend at Disc Glow, we will be back here next Monday at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. I wish you guys all a wonderful week and hopefully a very fun and fulfilling weekend. Don't forget the would you mind aspects of this and practice it. And don't forget to ask for what you want. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Certified free, 7 days a week. That wet ass pussy good. My pull-out game weak. Ooh, yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. I'ma bring a bucket and a mop, darling. Give you everything I got. I'm falling. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put your pussy in my face, swipe my nose like a credit card. I'm on top, you wanna run, do a giggle while listen to spit in your mouth, girl, while you looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive, I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's go play, I wear disguise, I'ma park my Mack truck and you can ride. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Pussy. Gobble me, swallow me, drip it down inside of me. I gotta jump out before it gets inside of you. Tell me where to put it, but don't tell what you about to do. Talk your shit, baby, bite your lip, girl. Ask for a car while you riding that dick. Oh, I'm on top, you wanna ride. Do a giggle while it's inside. Spit in your mouth, girl, while you looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive. I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's roll.